All right. So first filmed chest workout. Starting with just warm up. Set of 10. You could see very controlled going through the entire range of motion. Really for stretch. Focusing on stretching the chest and controlling the weight. I want to mention I was dealing with a minor shoulder issue during this session, and so I this isn't my typical training session. Some less exercise, less weight, less sets because some was it was kind of bothering me. Um, Something I've been dealing with for actually a long time, but regardless, still same principles going all the way down. Full stretch. Pretty much I've always touched my chest with the bar for the most part. That's how I learned, and I've always done it that way. I believe it's over time, being able to stretch out the muscle and have it under tension and be strong at the same time is the goal. You don't just want to be strong in a small range. You want to have healthy joints and you know be able to move the weight through the entire range, and that also reduces chances of injury. Generally, will slowly increase the weight, sets of 10, and working sets between 8 to 12 reps. Um, you know, whatever, as many reps as I could do while maintaining perfect form. Specifically when it comes to chest. Training chest, yeah, it's slightly higher chance of injury compared to certain other muscle groups, especially if you're, you know, throwing the weight around. Uh, I've had minor pec tears. I always start with incline. Um, as you see, I started with the incline bench and incline dumbbells now. I always say there's no such thing as an overdeveloped upper chest. Everybody always has the overdeveloped lower chest. So, same concept, deep stretch. Bring the dumbbells down to my shoulders. You know, today I could tell that I'm feeling my shoulders bothering me, the left side because of this injury, but minor injury. But dumbbells are slightly safer in a sense that you have a little bit more freedom to allow your arms to go in a more natural range that feels more comfortable for you. For the most part, for the first probably 10 years, I was doing my chest workouts consisted of incline bench, incline dumbbells, and flat bench, flat dumbbells, and then a cable fly. I believe that works very well. Some may argue it's too much. I believe in my earlier years, my teens and 20s, my training was very different. But it was also, when you're younger, you could handle a bit more abuse to your body and shrug it off. So my training method is a bit different now. It's not just about trying to get as strong as I can, and yeah, just focusing on numbers. Now it's very much focusing on feeling the body in terms of mind muscle connection, range of motion, lengthening of the muscle, the contraction, um, being strong throughout the range, trying to, be healthy, get away from, uh, you know, things that will have a higher likelihood of injury. So it's kind of one of the reasons. Actually, I don't know if that's true, but right here you could see I'm doing overhead presses right after I did incline dumbbell presses. Now, that's because I do now. What I've been doing for a while now is I save, when it comes to chest, it's primarily pressing exercises, and I just continue with the pressing exercises. When you're doing a shoulder press, you're incorporating a good amount of your chest as well, primarily, obviously, the upper chest. But I prefer doing that, doing shoulder presses after my chest is already thoroughly warmed up. Probably for over 10, 15 years, I trained uh, shoulders traditionally, where I would start with shoulder presses, dumbbells, and barbell. I would go very heavy with both, and well, heavy then compared to heavy now, but um, now I much prefer just keeping all the presses together. Um, I've had shoulder injuries in the past. I had rotator cuff surgery uh, many years ago, over 10 years ago. Um, I had a AC separation in one arm, and from my the accident, I have sh- other nerve issues in my left arm. So I try and now specifically try and do things that don't hurt and or increase the chance of injury. And the healthier you are, the stronger you'll be, the better you feel. And here I'm finishing off with cable flies. This is a very common finisher for chest. Great exercise. Cables are always great compared to dumbbell flies, where your gravity is assisting sometimes, but with this, the weight's always just going up and down, so it's constant tension, and you could go, get a good stretch. This exercise I tend to go a little lighter with, in a sense I'll do more than 10 reps, closer to 12, maybe 15 sometimes. But then again, if I'm doing a bunch of sets, sometimes I'll just, finish with a lower rep set. But that's not as common. This is generally a higher rep exercise. You really get for this. I like high reps because you can really focus on the stretch sensation, which I believe is what you should be looking for specifically with doing any type of crossover. This is not a power exercise. How to You get a good pump from crossovers, it's easy to get a good pump from them. So this is definitely my last set. So I'm just seeing what my pumped up chest looks like today. So the first set of this, I just had to show this. My shoulder just like locked up and failed on me. So I dropped the weight on myself kind of. Um, it just, once it went down, I knew it wasn't going to go back up. Had to leave this in. Fortunately, because I go full range all the time, sitting in that position is not difficult, and all I had to do was kind of like tip the weight off and you know, put the bar back. Never fun. Fortunately, nobody saw. Subscribe to the channel for the next workout.